afternoon, Christy from Getting Into Prepping. Today I quickly want to talk about the biggest enemy that we face from within ourselves, and that is panic. Panic is something that occurs quite easily in anybody's life. Panic, a long time ago when I had to write a military document pertaining to emergencies and emergency situations, I actually studied a few documents prior to that, and one thing that came up and that I still believe in, even though it's been a long time ago, that I've learned, is that panic kills good judgment. I'm going to say that again. Panic kills good judgment. The minute you go into panic mode, it is you are basically done for. You are now reacting instead of acting. If you are reacting to things, it is a question of things will happen to you, and then out of that panic situation you will then react to it and make a decision that might not be the best decision or the most appropriate decision for that situation. Hence, like I said, in the military we had a document that was specifically dealing with emergency situations, attacks, sabotage, all that type of thing, and it gave you guidelines as to how to react. The reason for that guidelines is it's because in advance you've already thought about the situation and you've already mentally prepared yourself to handle that type of situation, and you know what to do in that type of situation. So it gives you a reference or a background as to what you need to do in order to deal with that situation. Now the question is, how do I prevent panic? How do I prevent falling into the trap of panicking when something happens? Like I just said now, the first thing you need to do is to think about what you would do in that specific situation. The thing that I normally use is, what if then? What if this happens? Then I'm going to react like that. By doing that, you are pre-programming yourself to get to the point where you can actually, when you're in that situation, you've thought about it, you've got something to fall back on. You can actually react to it in a certain way because you've thought about this process, you've thought about what is currently happening, and you can react in that manner. That will give you a reference to go back to. The second thing is to actually be prepared, and being a prepper myself and having a prepper channel, that is the thing that I believe in, is being prepared. If you've got the training to handle a medical emergency, then it's much easier than to not have any equipment and not have the training, and you will then probably fall into panic. But if you've got the training and the equipment ready and available, the chances of you going into a panic mode is much less because you've got something to fall back on. So one of the things that I believe that you can actually do to prevent panic is to have equipment ready and to actually know how to use certain equipment in order to get results. Let's use an example. If I need to make a fire and I've got a lighter in my pocket, I'm not going to panic because I know that I've got the ability to get that fire going, to heat myself up. So all I need to do is just to dig into my pocket, take the lighter out, get the tinder in place, get the kindling in place, get the wood in place, and I can start the fire. Within 2-3 minutes I've got a fire that's going, no problem, I'm sorted. But if I've got nothing with me and I need to make a fire to get warm, I'm going to start panicking because what am I going to do now? So my suggestion is that you think about these things, prepare yourself mentally by thinking of what if this happened, how am I going to deal with it, and start doing it like that. And then while you're doing that, also think of what equipment and skills you would need in that specific situation, and start developing your skills and preparing by having the equipment available. So that is my philosophy on how to prevent panic, is just to be prepared and to be ready and to be equipped to handle that situation. So that's my 10 cents worth on that subject. So with that being said, please keep on prepping. Make sure that you are ready to handle emergency situations, because that will reduce panic and that will give you a better option of surviving. So with that being said, keep on prepping and don't panic. See you on the next one.